All right. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Let me just move this over here. Where are we? Apologies, guys. My screen looks a little bit, almost a bit grey here today. Does it look a bit grey to you guys? Does it look? Because to my side, it looks really very grey. Or maybe it's just on here. There's my let me just. Let me just see, guys. To my side, the screen looks like it's very grey. I dropped my laptop right before jumping on with you guys, so it looks like to me this screen here is a bit grey, but I'm wondering if it's the laptop or if it's completely fine to you guys. A little bit, yeah. Is it not too bad though? Because it looks way worse on my side than what it's fine though. Cool, awesome. All right, guys, welcome back. If any guys new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for the past 7 years, mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session now. It will be a quick one with you guys today. Unfortunately, I am checking out the Airbnb in about an hour and heading back over to Spain. So we'll do some analysis this morning, guys. See what we get. Gold's been on a bit of a crazy push. Big moves up, big moves down. Daily time frame has been pretty crazy on gold this week. Definitely not been the easiest of weeks to trade gold, that's for sure. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, definitely not been the easiest of weeks to trade. Let me just see if I bring this to this screen. Does it go way better? If I bring it to this screen, is it completely fine, right? So it means it's just doing it from... It means it's just doing it from this one, which is very weird. But yeah, not an easy read on the daily time frame right now on gold. You know, we've been in a pretty aggressive range. And the daily price action has been pretty tough, which has also been meaning the intraday price action has been a little bit hard to read as well. So it's been a fairly quiet-ish week for me. Yeah, colors are better. That's what doesn't make sense. The colors are better when I move it to my other screen. That's why I think when I dropped it, it's like, I don't know, it's changed some sort of settings somehow. And it's made this screen a little bit grey. But it doesn't make sense because then when I move it to my other screen, it's completely fine. So, yeah, I'm not really too sure. I have to try and... I mean, I have 24 hours on a boat tonight, so I have all weekend to try and have a play around and figure it out. But this is a... Yeah, it was a pretty expensive gaming computer, but yeah, I literally dropped it right before we were about to jump on, which is never good. Now, we don't have NFP today, guys. We were supposed to have NFP, but we're still in the US shutdown. So, do we have any news today? Let's have a look. I don't believe we do. Let me just have a quick look here. Where are we? Calendar. Friday the 7th. No, there's no news today, guys. Nothing of interest at all. Let me just turn this off. So, no news today, no NFP. Now, with the way that gold closed yesterday, you know, we've been speaking about this week, gold coming up into a lot deeper levels here, coming back up into 4,050. But we've been struggling a lot on the intraday time frame and kind of been failing to have any real good significant moves. So, you know, with let me get rid of these. Let's get rid of these liquidity levels here. We'll do some new levels for the day. And with the way that yesterday closed, wicking the highs, holding 4,000, you'd probably be looking for today to have a bit of a sell-off. However, you're opening and instantly starting to break back above. So to me, it kind of makes me go back to my original thought process of, could we still get these longs? The reason I like these longs so much on gold is because we haven't really grabbed any of this trend line. And we're now coming back up to that fourth touch of a trend line. You know, if gold's ever going to see a fourth touch of a trend line, even a third touch of a trend line, the likelihood of you breaking that is very high. And this is where I believe we're going to see gold have a bit of a breakout here today. Now, unfortunately, I can only trade this hour with you guys. So we'll see what we get. Looking at this here, we did just have a pretty decent pre-London move here. Gold's been having a lot of pre-London moves with ours recently. Look at this. You tagged lows here, broke back above 4,000, held it once, twice, and had a great breakout higher. So from this 4K level, you already have gold pushing about 170 ticks, which is a very, very, very nice move. You guys were here yesterday. Remember, gold had this great push up. I said don't buy from up here because we could easily range for quite some time, pull back and then go long. Well, you ranged from 8 a.m. London time all the way until the New York session. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of saved chart time before then. You had a great sell-off yesterday. I didn't trade the sell-off, unfortunately, but it was a very, very, very big move down. So now that we're trading back above 4,000, we have that massive trend line coming down. Ideally, we would be looking to buy up into that trend line, trying to buy up into where most people are trying to short this. So where would we like to get long from here on gold? Well, what have we done here? We just tagged lows, closed bullish. We've also just tagged highs and closed bearish. So this price action here makes me think we'll come back down a little bit more before we do potentially see these longs. So let me just make this is our support level like this. Makes me think we could maybe come back down, grab some 30-minute lows, hold some support, and then see if we can get these longs here on gold. There was a nice look at this little nice little left shoulder head, right shoulder region, big sell-off yesterday. So that was a very, 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 very nice short there. But for today here in London, I'd like to see us come back down, grab some lows, and then at the London Open, see if we can take this higher. This 30-minute price action makes me think, you know, tagging the highs, closing bearish, intraday pullback, and then potentially more buying. Bruno's trying to sell me on a new laptop. What's this? How much is this, Bruno? How much? That's nice. To be fair, this one I just bought was very expensive as well. It's probably just not a good idea to drop it, is it? Yeah, this is very nice. I'll have to keep an eye on this. If we don't fix it, we'll have to get an upgrading. Again, good tax deduction. What about the triple relative hourly lows at 39.73? 39.73. Where are we? 39.73. All the way back down here. I mean, it's pretty far away. I wouldn't, you know, that's. I can see the lows you're talking about here. I can see what you're thinking about, but you know, when you're all the way up here, I'm not really worrying about what's down here. That's yeah, 1,700 USD. That's actually pretty good. This laptop that I'm using here is way more. That's very good. You know, that's a 400 tick move away. So I'm not really too worried about what's down here when we're trading all the way back above here. You know, I'll only worry about what's down here if you start closing back below. One thing that's probably also worth checking is making sure the currency chart, which we can have a quick look at, make sure the currency chart also hasn't grabbed them lows. If the currency chart has grabbed them lows, then them lows are not really of interest. Which, has it grabbed, currency grabbed lows? No, currency didn't also grab the lows. So they could be of interest. It's not to say they're not invalid targets, but look at the price action right now. You're trading above 4,000. You've held it for a whole entire 4-hour candle. So until you close back below 4,000, you know, I'm not really focused on what's down here. You know, if you were going to target these lows here, well, you'd be shorting into a fourth touch of a trend line, which is, you know, definitely not what we want to do. We want to be, you know, we want to be buying up into this trend line. So could we maybe do something like this before then tagging lows? Yeah, maybe. But like I say, you know, we're just trying to understand what's going to happen in the next 1 to potentially 2 hours. So based off the price action that we have here, you know, I'm not really focusing too much about down here. Like I say, not to say these lows aren't valid, but I'm trying to focus on what's happening right here. What could happen for this next, you know, 1 to 2 hours that we're here for. So as long as we hold above these levels, I would like to see if we can take this higher. If we do start closing back below here on gold, you know, this would be an area where you'd want to be a little bit careful. Anywhere breaking back below here down to 4,000 price could get pretty choppy. Remember, we have no NFP to date as well. So pullback. Ideally, I'd want to continue buying this. This is a very nice breakout here. Look at this. Look at this fake out here. Pre-London today as well, guys. You broke below 4,000, tagged the lows, broke right back above, held it, squeezed higher. That was a great fake out trade. You guys who have been trading along with the plan, them fake out trades are very nice. No, you can't check the currency on Topstep, man. Topstep is just the just futures. The currency on TradingView is just that XUSD, but we only trade true trade futures here on Topstep, so you can't actually check the currency chart here. Yeah, 1,700 is pretty good. Let's have a look at NQ as well, guys. NQ had a crazy sell-off yesterday. I did short NQ yesterday, but only on a combine. Short NQ down into these double bottom lows down here, which was very nice. You ended up having an absolutely crazy sell-off on NQ yesterday. Huge sell-off. And what was very nice here, I believe ES grabbed these highs as well. So ES grabbed these highs. NQ doesn't need to. You broke back below 25,750 and had a huge sell-off all the way back down to 25,250, which was an absolutely huge short on NQ. Great short. So this is where even NQ daily time frame starting to get a little bit funny here. You know, you filled in this gap, you held 25,500, pushed higher, never closed above 25,750, and now you've ripped all the way back down below. But again, you know, look at where we're coming into on NQ. Back down into some major higher time frame support levels. 25,250 already big daily support. You can see your tag, the lows already holding it. Next level would be 25,000. There's some pretty big wick rejections here on NQ. Already grabbed the lows from yesterday, wicking all the way back above. So you could get a little bit of a pullback here. Maybe pull back into 25,500 would make sense. If not, I would say these highs here look like a pretty easy target. Anyone who is, kind of looks a little bit nicer than gold actually. Anyone who's shorting here, stop sitting above. Look at this play down. Well, if we were going to see that push down, NQ would very likely see it come up, tag these highs before potentially selling off. So therefore, what we would like to be doing is taking advantage of this move here and exposing ourselves to the fact that we need to grab these highs before potentially going short. And who's to say you don't, you know, hit 25,500 and keep holding this level of support and continue pushing higher. So you could have some potential intraday longs on NQ in London. It is looking I don't want to say it because we love gold, but it's looking a bit nicer than gold this morning. Did any of you guys short this on NQ yesterday? It was an absolutely huge short. I very rarely trade NQ. Now, I only did it on a combine yesterday, but it was a very nice double bottom target from the London session, actually. Double bottom target, London lows, Asia lows, came up, grabbed some major highs, broke out. Absolutely huge short. Huge short. Nicer than gold, to be honest. Gold's not been the easiest to read this week. We've had some good trades, but a lot of patience has had to be required this week on gold. With no news, you know, being in a very big daily range, you know, from 4,050 back down to 3,950, it's a big 1,000 tick range. Why is it if the currency grabs the liquidity futures doesn't need to? I don't know as to why. Just we've seen it happen quite a lot. Currency is much more manipulated. Futures, a lot of the time does grab the lows, but sometimes currency grabs it a lot more. And I've seen it a lot where the currency will grab the lows and futures doesn't always. I guess it's just because it's, more manipulated, I guess. Breakout on gold, then probably short. I mean, personally, I don't really want to sell gold here. It's tough for me to want to sell gold. The reason it's tough for me to want to be honest, I want to be buying gold. The reason I don't really want to sell gold is if I short gold, look to the left. Look at this huge. Again, it's the reason I didn't short gold yesterday. Look at this huge support here. Huge support, huge resistance, broke above support, 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 major support, resistance, you broken above support. So personally, I'm not too interested in trying to short gold. Again, you know, like I said to you guys, that's not to say gold can't go down. It's just to say for me personally, that's not my trade. I don't have any downside targets to want to short gold. Braden had an insane trade on NQSD and fast markets. Really? How much did he get? I didn't get to stick around for too long yesterday. How much did he get? Where was it? Yeah, Braden is fantastic at holding his trades. Absolutely amazing at holding his trades. Where is he? Where is he? NQ shorts. Nice. Yeah, wow. What's that time frame? Is that the hourly? Yeah, nice. Look at that. Where did he get out? Is that Dakota record? Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Braden's phenomenal with holding his trades, man. Absolutely incredible. Braden's a fantastic trader. 6K with about 6 micros. Yeah, wow, look at that. That's insane. So he got the short on the break of the lows there. I was shorting into them lows. I kind of got out at the lows, whereas Braden was entering into at the lows. That's a great hold. Absolutely amazing hold. With the MP in the house as well. Look at that. That's amazing. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, Braden crushed it, man. Good job, Braden. Braden absolutely smashes it. Very, 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 very good at holding his trades. Again, it's like, you know, it's like most of the top step traders that we see, it's like, you know, what do they all do so well? You know, it doesn't matter about what strategy you trade or, you know, whose plan you're trying to follow. What do all of the top step guys do so well? Is they execute very well. If they see a trade, they just take it. There's no, I don't know, I'm a bit scared of going to take it. They see a trade, they take it, and they execute well. And that's what I say to you guys. That's the real key here to trading good, is to having great execution. If you guys can execute well and manage your risk well, you're gonna do well. Yeah, that's 6 micro short EQ is huge. That was a great hold. What's more impressive with a hold like that is actually sitting there watching it as well. Like if I hold a trade for an hour, I can't sit there and watch it. But what's great is actually shorting this around here and actually watching it for the whole time and holding it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, if I was shorting this and I was, you know, even looking at 30, I probably would have closed out here. I closed my short at the lows. I was shorting into the lows, whereas Braden was getting short at the lows. All the way back down into that 25,250 level. Absolutely huge short. Huge, huge, huge short. Insane. So we got to get Braden to come on and Dakota to come on the London stream with us one time. Andy as well. We need to get more people coming on these London streams. Get some guests on here as we grow as well. So let's have a look. NQ. I do like the longs here on gold, guys. Sorry, I do like the longs on NQ. I would like to see a little bit of a break above because you already had a pretty decent pre-London push here. So if you start closing above, there is potential to buy NQ. Gold, we do have London open in 6 minutes as well. I want to see how this hourly is going to close, because if we close like this looks like a potential evening start to wick a little bit more before then we do get the longs. And we could see gold looking like something like this. Come down, liquidate some previous hourly lows, and then we could potentially see in that push. Like I say, guys, unfortunately, I will only be here for about an hour today, guys. I do have to pretty much pack up everything. And then we've got a big drive and then a big boat trip back to Spain today. So unfortunately, I won't be able to trade New York. But I will be back on fast markets on Tuesday as well, guys. Back on fast markets on Tuesday. Can we watch silver? We can have a look at silver. Absolutely, we can have a look at silver. Silver had a great trade yesterday. Where was the silver trade from yesterday? Wow, look at this on silver. Silver still kind of same as gold. We've had a lot of big liquidity levels that we haven't really grabbed too much this week. And And silver does have a lot of room to squeeze higher. I like silver to come on back up into this 49.50 level. Pretty similar to gold. I do like these overall longs here. How did we close yesterday? Yeah, the daily time frames is a little bit messy here in silver. Look at this. You had that nice daily fake out, but then you kind of closed doji and instantly pushing back up. So silver, I do like the longs back up into this 49.50 level. If I'm going to take that long, or if you guys are going to take that long, well, this is financial advice. You guys do what you see. I would be doing it on a little bit of a pullback, because you just had this pretty decent break above here. You've broken above this nice level. You'd probably get a lot of people jumping in shorts here, risking off some highs. So if you can pull back, I would like to continue buying that. So pullbacks on NQ, pullbacks on silver, and then I would look to continue buying. I think silver has great upside opportunities. Like I say, even into this nice initial liquidity level at 48.68 looks very, very, very nice. A lot of people will be trying to short silver, you know, risking off these highs, looking for this big play down. I think you'll very likely squeeze out any early sellers here on silver. Same as gold. Gold could shape up here as well, to be honest, guys. If gold closes like this, starts to break above, you could go long here. I keep losing my XFAs after 2 payouts. Hey man, 2 payouts is good. I oversize when I lose. Then you have to use the risk management filters that are built into the TopstepX platform, man. You have everything here to eliminate that as much as possible. If you don't have much self-control when you take losers, that's fine. You know, don't beat yourself up over it. Remember, losing is part of the business. One loss doesn't define how you have performed over the last couple of months, unless you let it. Unless you let that losing trade turn into, you know, a couple of losing trades. So what you want to do is use the features here. Use your personal day loss limits. Use the lockout features. Use your trade limits. Because you have everything here to stop that from happening. And if you don't use these features here in Topstep and you keep blowing accounts, then you have to take accountability. Like, you know, I have everything here to stop me from doing that, and I'm still not using it. You have to understand, you know, losing's part of the game. You're never going to have 100% win rate. So don't always try and chase constant green days every single day. And don't chase trades every single day. Focus on quality over quantity. And you could take 2 to 3 to 4 trades a week and be getting great payouts and keeping your losses small. There is no trader in the world that has 100% win rate. So if we know that, then, you know, we slowly start to realize, well, why am I trying to focus on always being right? It's not about being right and wrong all the time. It's about executing what you see and being wrong fast. That's all it is. Let's have a look here. Gold trying to get back above you guys. You had this lovely break of 4,000. You're retesting this level. I want to see if we can see gold push back up into this resistance level from yesterday, which is around about 170 tick range. About 170 tick range. You've got London open in 2 minutes here as well, guys. Audi's kind of closing a little bit doji here. Last time we closed doji at these big resistance levels, we ended up smashing right through it as well. So we could still go higher. If we need to grab some liquidity on gold because there's not much, then we could also spike out some lows. But this intraday is shaping up quite nicely here. Let's have a look at NQ. Let me just grab some water, guys. 2 seconds. Let's have a look. Crude retest and just rejected a high at 60.20, pushing short. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Crude's been I don't trade crude very often. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. $60. I mean, $60 is a huge level. I mean, to be fair, look at this daily time frame. You're wicking out lows, potential morning star shaping up here. I would like crude to potentially go higher. You had this lovely liquidity grab, broke back lower. Look at this, grab the highs, break back lower, grab the highs, break back lower. So could you maybe come and grab some more highs before breaking back lower? I mean, you kind of pretty much just done that to the downside. You know, you came down, grabbed some lows, you're breaking back above. I would like to see crude maybe back at least, I would say, 60.50. I don't know how crude moves in London. I don't trade it very often. Have we got London open here as well, guys? Have a look at gold. Yeah, I would like to see crude come higher personally. This is a very decent breakout. Had a little gap up here in the daily, squeezing. As long as you trade above 60, I like this to potentially come up higher into about, I would say 60.50 looks like a nice level here. All right, London open here, guys. Let's see. Gold closing, doji. Bullish, though. Bullish doji. So we may see these longs. Hourly has just opened instant top wick. We don't see a little bit of a pullback here. 30 minutes, a little bit of range. You're bullish, bearish, bullish, currently bearish. I do like these longs here on Goldie. If you re-break them previous highs, it may be worth a shot. I'm going to trade micros here if I do get a trade, guys. Let's see, let's see. If we start re-breaking some highs, we could potentially see some longs on gold. Just came down, just wicked some lows. Starting to get a bit of volume here. Hourly, I really want to see this hourly start to see if you can break some highs here. But it's lovely push up. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit of long here. Let me see. What would you be risking? Where would the targets be? Back up at these levels. About a 1 to 2. Let's see. Let me just see this first 5 minute can break out here, guys. First 5 minute London Open. I want to see if we can get above. See if we can get above here. Like I say, if you start re-breaking them previous hourly highs, could be good to push through. Just got to remember we are at the resistance as well, so you'd want to manage pretty well. So what's the 5 minute up to? 5 minute came down, grabbed the lows, trying to get back above. There's decent breakout here. 15, a little bit choppy. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Let's see. I just want to see this first 5 minute close here. That London candle has just opened. Previous hourly closed pretty doji. You did break above, holding it as support. You're clearly fighting some resistance as well. 4 hours trying to break back through as well. Again, look at where the 4 hour is coming into. It is a major, major 4 hour level. We adjust it to these wicks here as well. Do you ever watch level 2 data, Steve? I don't, man. I don't watch it. Very rarely. Very, very, very rarely. So this is kind of the range we're trying to work with here on gold. About an 80 tick range. No, it's not something I used to watch it a little bit, but I don't really don't look at it too much. How did NQ close here on the hourly? So you had a decent breakout here on NQ. Tag lows, closed bullish, broke back above. Like I say, I do like these longs on NQ. But if I look at this from a very neutral perspective, it looks like NQ would want to come and wick out some lows before potentially going higher, which is what we know we always love to do. You have to wick out some lows and then you go higher. Kind of like what we spoke about for the longs. The longs on Wednesday. We spoke about longs on Wednesday. Pretty much said the same thing. For price to come down and tag some lows before going higher. It looks pretty similar here in NQ. If there's a reason to intraday sell it, you know, how big is this range? 30 points, short into the lows, then from down here, that's where you could see that push. Goldie, let's see, first 5 minute close here, let's have a look. Holding resistance, holding support. Nothing too much just yet on gold. What do you think of NQ? Yeah, I do like I like NQ to pull back before coming up to grab these highs today. The only reason I'm saying to have a bit of a pullback doesn't mean it has to have a pullback. It just is more so for me personally. If I buy here, there's nowhere for me to really judge any stops. So I'd want to see a little bit of a pullback and liquidity grab, and then you break out. Then you can get a nice entry, nice valid stop, better risk to reward. Goldie kind of holding resistance, holding support here, guys. No longs on gold just yet. We got time. We got time. Let me see if any of you guys have tagged London Open. Let's have a look. And you guys hashtag London Open here. Let me see. Oh, cool. Look at this. Beautiful. Amazing. Look at this. That's what we like to see. Eastern, nice. At the own trades. At Topstep. Hashtag London Open. Yes. Gold buys at the hourly. Yes. That's amazing, man. Hourly fake out. 15-minute Morningstar. Clear liquidity target. Makes 15-day winning streak. That was the perfect trade, man. Absolutely perfect trade. That was that pre-London buy from down here. I believe is where you got it from. What time from there? 15. If you got it from down here, that was absolutely perfect. Yeah, perfect trade. What made the trade so nice is you were also buying on the break of that 4,000 level as well. 4,000 is also a great trade there. Let me give you a great trade. Beautiful trade, man. Beautiful trade. Remember, guys, if you hashtag London Open, I will see your guys' charts. See if we have missed any other ones. Very nice. Very nice. Great trade, man. Great trade. Let's see if I just want to see a little bit of volume here on gold. You kind of created a pretty messy 5-minute range here. See if you can have a bit of a breakout. Yes, I imagine it's pretty similar to NQ. You came down. Look at this. ES is what gave the reason to short NQ yesterday, because you came up. If you see this high on NQ, this was actually a perfect double top, whereas on ES it grabbed the highs. So ES grabbed the highs, broke back below, re-grabbed highs again, huge sell-off. So same thing. I'd be watching either NQ or ES to come up and tag these highs before, either you break back higher or you continue selling off. So because we don't really know what's going to happen above these highs, well, rather than waiting for trade for pips. Oh, that's you. Good man. Nice. Great trade. Great trade, man. Great trade. Trade for pips. Nice work, man. Very nice work. So I would like to expose longs here into these levels, because there's nothing to say, you can't hold this weekly and daily support on NQ and ES. So I would like to see pullbacks to expose longs. Because the thing here about NQ and ES is you could tag these highs and sell off, or you could tag these highs and continue pushing up. So I would like to expose myself to longs here. Gold trying to break out here, guys. Let me see if we can get a potential little small position here on gold. Let's have a look here. See if we can get a... See if I can get a small position here on gold. Let's have a look. Gold as you start to re-break highs. I'm going to keep stops pretty small here, guys. I'm only going to risk off like these lows here. I'm going to risk about $100 here. And I want to see if we can push this back up into that 40.23 level. Where are we? 40.23. There's only about a little one-to-one. But that hourly starting to break back higher. I'd actually like to hit this into maybe 27. Where's 27 here? I'm only in this 2 micros, guys. If we do break out this range, I may add in more. But I like the way this hourly is trying to re-break the previous highs. I want to now see this 15 close nice and bullish and start to drive higher. Let me just bring this down a little bit here. Let's see if this, we've got 5 minutes till this 15 is going to close, guys. See if this 50-minute can break this resistance and drive through it. The nice thing is you have re-broken previous hourly highs. So if you re-break previous hourly highs, we should be good to see if we can drive this. Let's see. Let's see. Let me change this to... where are we? Let's change the ticks. If we stall, you know, I can maybe cut this at maybe $50, $70. I'm risking maybe like $100 here, guys. On gold, how many pips in a point? You can kind of see it here if you measure it like this. You measure it here, 178 ticks, 17 points. How easy would you rate trading the price action on GC from Asian session onwards? Asian session onwards? How do you mean, man? How do you mean? I mean, Asian session specifically has been having probably the nicest price action recently. I want to think you do a fantastic job. Learned so much from you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's what we like to hear. Like to listen while I'm delivering my newspapers at 2 a.m. Wow. Late night grind. That's what we like to hear, man. Appreciate you tuning in. An exit for me on this trade would be a 15 closure against me, but I want to see us break this resistance with good volume. Delivering the newspapers at 2 a.m. That's on a late night grind. I love it, man. Love it. Ideally, obviously, you know, on gold we do have much higher targets, but for a London trade, you know, where London we're just playing range to range, I'd probably look to play this up into, yeah, like maybe this 27 level. It's about 100 tick trade. Risking about 50 to see if we can squeeze 100 here. We do have to remember though, to the left. Look at the dotted line. That's price right now. We do have to remember there is a lot of levels to the left. Look at these big wicks. Big wicks, big wicks, big wicks, big resistance. So there is a lot of resistance to the left. So if I'm trying to buy in order for price to break that resistance, that's fine. But if we start to stall, I do want to be open to managing maybe a little bit more aggressively and trying to see it from that neutral perspective that yes, although I do believe we're going to see gold rip high, maybe back into like 4,050 today, it's not going to be a plain sailing easy move. But this 50 is not looking too bad here, so let's see. You don't want to talk yourself out of the trade, but you just want to be willing to potentially manage quite aggressively if it doesn't drive. 5-minute chart for entry. Yeah, pretty much. Just trying to see the 5-minute just close bullish, and I'm just buying the 5-minute based on my higher time frame here. So this is the, you know, this chart here on the right is the chart that paints the picture. You know, 30-minute, hourly, 4-hourly, daily, and then this chart here is just for execution. If the 15 closes like this, guys, if failures close above, I will probably manage quite aggressively. Like I say, I want to see it break this resistance and drive. If we start to stall, then I want to be neutral. So I want to see us break this. Break it with volume. We've had this great push up here pre-London. We've pulled back, we've grabbed lows, so we should be good to see if we can continue. And may even could even enter a little bit more on a potential breakout. My 5-minute entry is not the best here. Let's see, 1 minute here, guys. I'm running this for 2 micros. 2 micros. Let's see, 1 minute. $15 minutes. 50 minutes looking really nice here on the. Yeah, kind of right at the resistance. Let's see, Goldie. See if we're gonna get that volume. Got about another 10 minutes here before I have to shoot off, guys. So let's see if we can Let's see if we can get this break on gold. Come on, gold, give us that volume. Let me just have a quick look at NQ. Make sure we're not missing anything on NQ. No, NQ looks a little bit choppy. I think gold's looking nicer right now. So 15 is closing above. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to hold. As long as that 15 holds above, I'm happy to hold. I want to see if we can. If as soon as you start re-breaking maybe previous 50-minute highs, then we'll see if we can push it. Could we maybe come down and wick some 5-minute lows? Maybe grab an extra bit of liquidity before going higher? Possibly. So I don't want to be too aggressive. I want to give it still a little bit of breathing room because we could pull back on this current 15. You could easily pull back to this level before going higher. Well, where could that line up here? Could line up nicely around them 5-minute lows there. So you can come down, grab these lows before going higher. If you start to close back below, then can potentially exit. Let me just show you guys this on a dollar amount because it's I may even potentially buy stop this current 15 flip as well. If we wick down a little bit more, I'm only risking about, I'll probably close it somewhere. I'm risking like $70 here. I'd like to risk at least maybe 200. So if we do potentially break higher, I may buy stop. If we wick some lows here and look like we're going to reject, I may set a buy stop here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a buy stop of one more on the break of the 15. If we start to close back below, then I can just cancel. But this 15 is tagged lows. You've broken out of the range. This current 15 at London Open has also closed above. So now I want to see if this current 15 can re-break back higher. If it can re-break back higher, then I'll get tagged into another entry. If it can't and it does close back below, well then I'll just cancel the buy stop and take this small $20, $30, $40 loss. So the reason I'm putting in a buy stop as opposed to just market execute buying right now is because if it closes back below, then I can just cancel the buy stop. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Remember, this is the second 15 of the 30-minute candle. So also, if this 15 does close back below, seeing it neutrally, remember that 30-minute will be failing to close above. See, look at this 30-minute. We want to see this 30-minute close nice and bullish. So if the 15 closes back below, then also another good level to enter. To exit. Let's see. Did you wick the 5 lows? Not quite. Not quite. If this 15 does flip bullish, I'll probably bring stops to around 14.5 maybe. How much accommodation in Italy for a house? For a month, like surprisingly not that much. It's like $2,000 to $3,000, which is actually pretty good because we've got a very nice house here, right in the countryside. It's a little bit out of the way because you do need a car as well, but it's surprisingly not that much. What do you recommend for a good stop loss in gold / points? There's no point amount to a stop loss. That doesn't make sense. So you have a stop loss based off a level where you wouldn't want to be in the trade. There's no. People always ask me like how many ticks should my stop loss be? It's like that's not how trading works, unfortunately. There's no set amount of what you should use for a stop loss. Your stop loss is based off a level where if we hit this area, you wouldn't want to be in a trade. Well, that's based off price action, not an actual area. So 5 minutes going to close back below here, guys. I don't want to manage too aggressively on the 5 minute, but I may cancel this buy stop and wait for a little bit more. So the 5 minutes closing back below the 15 obviously still has 10 minutes, so I don't want to take too much focus on this 5 minute. Right now my risk on this trade is only $100, so I kind of want to give it a little bit of breathing room for this 15. Let's see. So 5 minutes just closed back below. I'm going to cancel the buy stop for now. I will consider putting in the buy stop if we look like we're going to reject. But I don't want to put in that buy stop just yet now. So I'll delete the buy stop now. I'm going to see. Just in case you wick up and tag me. So I want to see maybe a 5 minute fake out before before going back in. Let's see, guys. Let's see if this current 5 close bearish, then I can probably look to manage. Risking like $84 here. Unfortunately, this will be my only trade to take today as well. I can't be on the charts today, unfortunately. So I was hoping gold was going to give us a nice drive here. Come on, Goldie. Give us that volume, Goldie. Look at this little bit of a tough range here, guys. Remember, upside on gold today is very nice. But we already have had a decent push here in London. That's why I want to keep the risk very small here. So we're risking about $84 here. Try to get back above here, breaking back below. Yeah, that 15 is looking pretty heavy there. I'm just gonna close and wait there, guys. I don't really like that too much. I'm closing it just minus $60. That 15's pushing down quite hard, which is not what I want to see. I'll probably want to see, 15 close nice and above, a little bit of a bottle wick, and then see if it can break back above. It looks like you're gonna have a bit of a 15 fake out there, which if the 15 does fake out, you'll also get that hourly and 30-minute failing to close above as well. Which now we kind of look at this hourly, you may come for a steeper pullback. So I'd rather close it at, minus $60 and just wait. Minus $60 and wait there, guys. Let's see. You could pull back before potentially getting the longs. Thanks for your streams and the strategy you employ. I can now request my first payout if I want. Absolutely amazing, man. Grateful for all your wisdom. Thank you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't know if I'll try and build a buffer or take a payout. Yeah, give yourself a little bit of a buffer. It doesn't have to be huge, but also reward yourself as well. It doesn't have to be huge. A couple of $100 can really help mentally. Remember, guys, if you do re-break this level around 40.17.5-ish, there is still longs. But, we tried to take that nice 15 grab belows, close nice and bullish, broke out of the range, but now you're closing right back below. So don't get too chopped up in here. Let's zoom back in here for a second. Anywhere from here to here, price can get a little bit choppy. Look here to the left. This is why we had to manage aggressively. I was hoping we could break it and drive, but look at where we're at. This is a big level here. Big area. So don't get too trapped in here. For downside on gold today, the same as well. Personally, guys, I'm not really interested in shorting gold today. Just because, like I say, I look to the left. Look at all the levels you're shorting into. You're shorting into a lot of noise with the higher time frame breaking back above 4,000. So that's the reason I was looking to long here. YouTube guys, I will have to wrap up there. Keep it short and sweet today, guys. Like I say, I do have to head out because we've got to pack up everything that we have here because we are traveling back to Spain today. So minus $60 here for me today, guys. Very small risk, very small loss. Keep the losses small, manage the risk. I do like gold to come back up into this 27 to 50 level, but there's no news today. Will we have the volume? We'll see. I unfortunately won't be on in the YouTube chat for fast markets day, guys, but trade safe in the New York session, and I'll see you guys same time again next week. I am going to lock myself out there. Minus $60 on a Friday. I will absolutely take that. So I'll see you guys same time again all next week. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Trade safe today in the New York session, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.